We got the music. We got the rhythm. We got the live. Oh wait, this isn't bobsledding, this is comedy. What's up, Peach? Alright, how we doing tonight? Alright, you guys ready to have a good time tonight? Yeah, few people in the house. Welcome. You guys are gonna have a great time. I'm not gonna waste any time. We have a great host tonight. He just did a big show this weekend, one of his best sets. Give it up for your host, Sean Lefloch. I say give it up for Sean Lefloch.
Thank you, Ben. Give it up for your host, Ben. I'm your host. Holy smokes. Now give it up for Ben Fishman. Ben Fishman, he puts these things on. This isn't possible without Ben here at the Peach, so he works like a dog. He's here well after the comics leave to clean up all your, whatever you're drinking right now. But make sure you throw away your beverages. A couple quick notes before we get started here.
And cigarette butts.
And cigarette butts.
Dirty smokers.
Yeah, you dirty smokers. Bathroom is around the corner. The code is 3140. 3140 for the code. I think Peach closes up, or excuse me, Elsie going to close up at 10. So make sure you close out your tabs before then. FYI. Awesome. Okay. Other housekeeping. Yeah. Light at 4. 4 minute. You get the light, and then you're off at 5. Ben's gonna throw his phone in your head if you go burn the light. Don't do that. Okay. What else? We got the band. What's your name tonight, Ben?
We're called Jizz Drippings.
Yeah. I don't know how to say that. Jizz Drippings, huh?
Just Jizz Drip tonight. Just me.
One.
Oh, so solo Jizz Drippings.
You guys didn't show up. So,
Yeah.
We're gonna be late.
They're gonna be late. All right. Well, can't wait for the rest of the band to arrive. Let's give you something.
They're beautiful. You're gonna love them.
Give it up for the most handsome band in town right here, Jizz Dripping. Awesome. All right. So I am Sean Lefloch. All right. I'm originally from Queens, New York. I've been down here for 16 years. I know what you're probably thinking. New York to Florida? Rehab? Nope. But I do find it pretty ironic that we send people from New York to Florida for rehab. Right? That's like sending obese people to Wisconsin. Every other street corner, they'd be slinging that cheese, you know what I'm saying? That hard cheddar. No, but I actually got recruited to work at a Colts. That's why I came down here. You guys have probably heard about it. They call it CrossFit. Yeah. But I kid about CrossFit. CrossFit has done a ton of good for the health community and has changed plenty of lives for the better, especially orthopedic surgeons, physical therapists, chiropractors. Yeah, second homes definitely from the CrossFit community. I'm just not used to living down here in Florida just yet. I'm 16 years, still not used to it. Whenever I go to one of my friends' houses, I'm always thinking basement. Like when I open the door, I'm like, there's no freaking basements in Florida. Anyway, so I'm originally from Queens, New York, moved up to northern Westchester County. And I thought we actually had won the lottery when I saw our new house because it had a garage. Yeah. Now, if you guys are looking at me, okay, what's the big deal about a garage? You probably aren't from the city and had to deal with living in an apartment. You don't know what it's like circling the block for 30 minutes praying that somebody leaves their parking spot. You don't know what it's like having your parents decide whether they want to take you to the ER or give up the money spot in front of the building. You don't know what it's like being an 8-year-old standing in a spot trying to fend off people while your parents make a U-turn. And you don't know what it's like hearing two grown people almost kill each other in the middle of the street and have to stick your head out the window and go, "Mom, get back in the car." But now we have a garage, right? We had a 2-story house. For the first week I lived in there, I didn't go up the stairs because I thought there was another family upstairs. But I soon realized that, people who are rich, they live different lives. They don't have the concerns like poor people do. Like I went over to my friend's house, and the weirdest thing happened when the phone rang. They just answered it. was like magic. I mean, to this day, every time my phone rings, I answer it. Hello? Who is this? Yeah, let me see if Mr. Lefloch is available. You know, like, my dad, like, threw a loafer at my head if I picked up the phone. He goes, it's just bill collectors. But yeah, the kids also had weird stuff, like different stuff. Kids would be like, oh, in my room, I have a big screen TV and a DVD player and a PlayStation. And I'm like, whoa, you have your own room? Yeah, I grew up with 4 boys in 1 bedroom, 2 bunk beds, and my mom thought that was totally normal. I'm like, yeah, normal if you're coming over in the Titanic. Like I said, we were broke, so you know, we didn't have any gaming console. The closest thing we had a gaming console was a ceiling fan. All of us would grab a blade, kick it up to high speed, and get flung across the room. We called it Flight Simulator. Yeah. So, I'm bald. You guys probably noticed. And I miss the feeling of having hair. I don't necessarily miss the look of having hair, but I miss the feeling of having a problem and then just being able to like run my fingers through my hair to try and solve it. Right? Now, when I have a problem, all I got is... Yeah. But I was looking in the mirror the other day, and I had, you know, looked at this spot, but there was a 2-inch hair growing out of my forehead, and I looked at it, I'm like, buddy, the war's over. We lost. Give it up. Yeah. Everybody says I have the perfectly shaped head for being bald. Thanks. I think I'd rather have a crater in the side of my head covered in hair than be bald. But I did realize that after shaving my head for the first time, I could read Braille. Yeah, I touched back here and said, "Missed the spot." Yeah. But there's not many looks that you can kind of take on as a bald person. You have this and this. That's pretty much it, right? I mean, I save a lot of money on hair gel, but every time I leave the house, I gotta lather myself in sunscreen just to check the mail. I'm always wearing hats. I look like I'm in witness protection. Yeah. So, you know, every once in a while, I've been getting like the missed spots back here. I look like I have monkeypox, and to solve the problem, I got one of those no-fog shade mirrors off of Amazon. They work perfectly. In fact, I left a review, right? But it was taken down because AI thought it was a dick. I hate to the left. You think that was the problem? Anyway, so I was on the fence about having more kids. And then my younger brother just had a baby girl. And seeing his face, holding that baby in his hands, I just knew I had to have a vasectomy. Yeah, so I didn't want to have any more kids. I was done with kids, or I had enough of kids, so I got a vasectomy. I had enough of marriage, so I got a divorce. And I had enough self-respect as a man, so I got a minivan. Yeah. But minivans are perfect. They have tons of room, perfect for a single guy who's got nowhere to live. I drive a studio apartment that gets 18 miles to the gallon. And good news is I get to tell everybody I live in Wellington. I'm parked right behind the Whole Foods. But I thought to myself, wait a second. I'm a single guy driving a white minivan. Am I ever going to get laid again? I judge women all wrong. They do not mind if you drive a minivan, as long as you have kids. Because if you pull up to a date in a white minivan and you don't have kids, they're not thinking, oh, this is going to be a joyous experience. They're thinking, this guy's a pedophile. But the only problem I had with the minivan is that even though the guy sold it to me, said that even with my kids' car seats in, everything would fold flat, and I could like throw a queen-size mattress in the back if I was in a pinch. But I was there the other day, him and Han, trying to get these things to fold flat, then it hit me. Gotta take my kids out of the car seats first. I was wondering what that noise was. Parents have been married for 50 years now. 50 years. I asked my dad, Dad, what's the secret? He says, honestly, Sean, we couldn't afford a divorce. I guess you guys thought that was sad. Anyway. But 50 years, that's some resiliency there. I have a complicated relationship with religion because of my parents. My dad's, you know, he practices Catholicism. My mom, she practices Judaism, and together they practice alcoholism. Yeah. My mom drinks and plays video games. She got a DUI in Mario Kart. My dad speaks twice a week at church, or as he calls it, AA. Yeah. My dad's like a man's man. You know, he smoked Marlboro Reds for the last 60 years, you know, brand loyalty. But he actually recently switched to vaping because he thought it'd be healthier. Problem is now my kids keep asking me, why does Grandpa smell like mango? Yeah. So, obviously my parents aren't the greatest communicators, being, you know, addicts and all. So it always devolves into my mother just screaming at my dad as loud as he can. But my dad finally figured out a solution. He went deaf. Yeah. But it works well because my mom is blind as a bat. So my mom's blind, my dad's deaf. She bought him some hearing aids. He wears them, but he realized if I don't put him in all the way, I can't hear your mom. So he's been married for 50 years, and guys, this is the first time he's been playing just the tip, right? But my mom, she's had 4 kids, and it's clear she's never seen him coming. So that's a bit about me tonight here, guys. We have a fun show here. Just give some enthusiasm. I know we're mostly comics here, but be honest. If something's funny, laugh. If it's not funny, just do what you're doing now. And I'm going to call our first comic up. I'm really excited. Get that music going. Get your hands together for our first comic, Cliffy Jackson!
Night. How you guys doing tonight? I'm doing great. I feel at home. I walked into this room and I thought we were celebrating Kwanzaa. Yeah, emoji. Well, emoji, excuse me. I'm such an iPhone user. I said emoji. I hate emojis. It's the boomer in me. It's like I know when it's time to have sex when I get that watermark or a tongue out, you know? It's like I gotta go ahead and pop and say Alice real quick. Yeah, my name is Cliff Jackson, and thanks to Gen Z, TikTok, and China, I identify as an overweight stay-at-home Jewish mom. The best part about being a stay-at-home mom is I have no children. Yeah, it's amazing. I have a suburban pit bull with cancer, and I have an autistic cat. The reason why we know she's autistic is you can't touch her, she's nonverbal. My cat meows twice a month. It scares us. We know it's that time of the month when she's meowing. Good time for the cat. I'm never going to read this. I roll this down for no reason. My life's pretty great until it's not. I no longer wear the pants in my relationship. I'm now the woman of the relationship. Instead of probably having sex, she's grabbing my titties instead of the other way around. I'm laying down, watching TV, she's smacking my ass saying, that ass is fat. I'm like, oh, what's going on here? It's to the point now she's trying to pet me. It's very scary. Now I know what a pillow princess feels like. Most men would love my job. Water the plants, do some dishes, fuck on demand. Not me. I'm tired of it. I went to apply for a job and she had such a bitch fit. Oh my God, you don't need to work, stay at home, be my house husband. And I know that's code for house nigger because she's white. It was like a trend on TikTok, like house husbands and whatnot. It's like I'm the modern day coon, you know? It sucks. Like I love my girlfriend, but I don't love my lifestyle, you know? Imagine waking up in the morning and getting allowance by your partner. It sounds pretty sweet. Until it's time to fuck, you know? I feel like such a slut sometimes. But good for me, I guess. Because when I was a child, I never thought I'd be having so much sex as I do as an adult. I can remember in 5th grade, I've been watching the news for so long, it scared me. There was this candy called Mamba. You guys remember the candy Mamba? Yeah, growing up, they said you can no longer eat Mamba. It kills sperm cells because of the chemical yellow 5. I start freaking out and crying, Mommy! The news just said I'm I just thought being fat, no one would ever love me. When it came to find out it was the goddamn candy. When I was younger, I used to see fat guys with hot women, and it gave me hope. It's the only reason why I went to the mall, because I couldn't shop at the mall. I hated it. The mall was my arch nemesis. My friends would want to go shop at Housel, Abercrombie, and Fitch. I'm so fat, they wouldn't even sell me the cologne. It sucked. And the shitty part about it is, the food court is right in front of Abercrombie and Housel. So I'm going for Johnny Rockets, they're going for fucking $50 t-shirts. They wouldn't even let me into Abercrombie one day. And it wasn't because of the color of my skin, it was the size of my body. But thank God we have Lizzo now. People don't fat shame anymore. I'm a big Lizzo fan. You know, if I was a woman, which some days I do identify as, I'd be a BBW. Big, beautiful woman. I love Lizzo. Sometimes I think about her when I'm not having sex. Yeah. It's a good time. I moved here from North Carolina by the way of New York. When I got here, I was all set in stone, like, oh, I'm gonna have the best cocaine of my life in South Florida. Then I realized all the drug dealers are copping at Home Depot. Aisle 6 in sheetrock. It's a waste. You know what I'm talking about. It's a fucking waste. Just this past weekend I relapsed. I got pulled over. He didn't take me in. Because he knows you can make it home off of sheetrock. You know, back in New York, if I do coke, I'm fucking walking home on handstands, 20 blocks to get home. Now I do coke, I just stay up and read the news all night and pretend I'm smarter than everyone. The best advice I want to give you guys is don't get fat and don't do drugs in South Florida. It's a waste of time. And if you like to waste money and time, get a library card. My name is Cliff Jackson. You guys have a good night. Good luck on the oath. Sean, Lefloch.
Give it up for Cliffy Jackson. All right. Okay, we got our first comic down. You guys have been doing a tremendously mediocre job with these laughs, okay? Tremendously mediocre, like my sex life. I was actually sexting for the first time the other day. I don't know what that was. I'm 39 years old. I'm sexting for the first time. I asked a few Gen Zers what it was all about. They laughed at me in my face, and I just walked off. So that's how my life's going. We're going to bring up our next comic. This guy's definitely never sexed in his life. Give it up for Ross by George.
Yeah, they let me come up early because my wife and I are in her 80s. She might forget where I told her I was going. Yeah, I mentioned put out a silver alert out on me. You know, I'm at an age where I don't have to lie about my age anymore. I can now brag about it. I'm the oldest comedian you'll see. The government tells me I'm 84. But I live in Trump County, so I'm demanding a recount. Yeah, if they don't give it to me, I'll do what Trump does. I'll appeal. Well, I may be old, but I still have the urge to chase women. My problem is I don't remember why. Now that all the older people have left, you guys can't experience what it's like. All my friends have died, and the only person I can tell my jokes to are my doctors. I go to the doctor a lot. I went there, had my annual checkup. Nurse takes me into the examination room, puts me on that bed, starts taking blood pressure. I move over to the center and lean to the left. She comes over and straightens me out. So I move over to the right, lean to the left. She comes over, the doctor said, "Are you having a problem?" I said, "Yeah, this nurse won't let me fart." So he looks at my charts and goes, "Well," he said, "you're in good health. Good health is the slowest way to die." I said, "Thank you." Am I dying yet? No. I'll be on stage. Anyhow, he said, "I've got some bad news and I've got some good news for you." I said, "Oh, what's the bad news?" He said, "Well, you're starting to show some signs of early Alzheimer's. He said, what the hell's the good news? He said, you can go home and by tomorrow you'll have forgotten I told you. But he says, well, I do have one warning for you, Royce. Don't go making love to some young woman. That could prove to be fatal. I said, hell, if she dies, she dies. Went to visit the grandkids. Get over there, they're over in St. Pete. Got a headache. Asked my son if he got any Advil or something, and he says, look in the bathroom cabinet. So we go in there, and I see this bottle of blue pills. I said, what are these? He said, oh, those are Viagra, Dad. That's the 100 millimeter. They cost $10 a pill. He said, if you use one, put $10 under the pillow. Whoa. Anyhow, we spend time with the grandkids. Get home, the next day he calls. He says, hey, Dad, how many of those damn pills did you use? I said, one. Did you see the $10 under the pillow? He said, yeah, I saw that, but there was also a 50. I said, oh, that was from Grandma. While we're there, the youngest grandkid comes up to me. He says, hey, Grandpa, can you croak like a frog? I said, yeah, why do you ask? He said, well, I heard my mom say that when she hears you croak, she's going to take us all to Disney World. Another one comes over and says, how old is Grandma? I said, oh, don't go there. That's a touchy. He said, no, how old is she? You can tell me. I said, look, go over an expert driver's license. It's on there. He says, oh, okay. So he goes over, I watch him, looks at her driver's license, hands it back to her, comes over and says, boy, is she old, but she knows nothing about sex. I said, what made you say that? He said, well, on her driver's license, where it had sex, she got an F. Anyhow, I write jokes to feed my pipe, and so all that's left for me to say is good night.
Give it up for Royce by choice. We love you, Royce. You stick around for us, okay? You guys, first time at the Peach there, you two? You've been here before? Yeah. Okay, cool. Oh, you're regulars, so that's why you decided to get an industrial-sized bag of popcorn in here? Did you text her and be like, yo, get me the biggest popcorn they have? You're like, yeah, I got you. This thing is as big as a pillow. Okay. All right, we got our next comic up. She is a very sweet, funny, and amazing woman. Give it up for Erica Lehman!
So I'm turning 40 in a few months. And I have to say, I've finally reached the age where people have stopped asking when I'm having kids. But now they've just started asking when I'm getting another dog. Which is kind of rude. You know, my current dog is pretty old. Could you imagine if somebody did that with humans? It's like, I noticed your husband is getting up there, you know, and you started shopping around for a replacement. Like, you're gonna be lonely when he goes, you know that, right? I do love my dog. He's my soulmate, but I'm not planning on getting another one. My dog was actually diagnosed with doggy dementia, which is like regular dementia, but cute. You know, my dog shits on the floor, and I just pat him on the head and clean it up. My mother shits on the floor, and I think about rehoming her. But somehow I can't rehome my dog. Like, it doesn't matter how annoying he gets. I would be the devil if I rehomed my dog. I actually didn't think I would have my dog as long as I have. 10 years ago, I adopted him, and he was already 6 years old, or at least that's what they told me at the shelter. I got him because I had a therapist, and every therapy appointment, I would just pet the therapist dog. And the therapist was like, why do you keep petting the dog? I was like, because the dog does not ask me annoying questions. I don't know. So the therapist was finally like, maybe you should just get your own dog and leave my dog alone. So I did. So I got this dog, thinking he would help cure my depression. And 10 years later, he's still here. He can't leave until his mission is fulfilled, kind of like Mr. Meeseeks. Like, I'm Mr. Meeseeks. No? Okay. All right. Let's see. All right. Doggy dementia. I've also reached the age where if I make a funny face, it really might stay that way. And I always said that I would never get Botox or fillers or anything like that. I would age gracefully. But I didn't anticipate that instead of aging gracefully, I was going to age angrily. Like, people say that wrinkles are beautiful because they tell a story. But my face just tells the story of every time a waiter got my order wrong. Like, I've had resting bitch face my entire life, which was fine. I never really cared. But now I have resting rage face, and I was like, this isn't working anymore. I gotta do something. So I finally gave in. I got Botox for the first time a couple months ago. And I have to say, it's amazing. Botox is actually the best antidepressant, and that's not a joke. That is actually scientifically proven. Botox is the most effective antidepressant. It's kind of like if a dog had its tail just like paralyzed in a constant wag. Just can't be angry when your face is frozen. I thought it was really weird when I got Botox. I asked the plastic surgeon if there was any like aftercare I needed to be aware of. You know, I thought maybe she'd say don't exercise for 24 hours or don't drink alcohol. But all she said was don't lay face down on a massage table. And you know what they say, rules are written in blood. So I have to wonder, you know, who is the woman out there who got a massage immediately after Botox and now her like eyelid is frozen shut? I need to know the story behind this. My parents are also getting older, of course. My mom's actually 81. So if you're doing the math, she was an older mother. She was almost 42 when I was born. The closer I get to the age that she was when she started having children, the more I realize what a huge mistake she made. My mom, my mom's not doing great. She's disabled, she's in a lot of pain. She keeps asking me to help her die. Kind of like a reverse abortion. I tried poking her with a clothes hanger, but it didn't work. And it's hard to know what to do with all your parents' stuff, too. You know, we have 8 decades worth of stuff that's accumulated. My mom has this really random red stool that's been in our house for a decade. And I had no idea where it came from, but I kind of wanted it. It's this cute little red stool. I thought maybe I could use it for comedy or something. And I said, hey mom, can I take this red stool? She was like, no, I'd rather you didn't take it. And I was like, well, why? Like, where did it come from? She said, that's your Uncle John's shower stool. It's all I have left of him. So I thought that was really strange. It makes me wonder what my legacy will be when I die. You know, is my nephew gonna like keep my vibrator on an office desk somewhere? Like, he'll keep it charged for me. My nephew's a good kid. I'm gonna keep it charged just in case I need it. All right, let's see what else do I want to try. Let's see, I got the light. Okay, I'll do, I don't know, maybe that's it. All right, thanks guys.
Give it up for Erica Letterman. All right, we're picking up steam here. We're picking up the momentum. The alcohol's kicking in. We're feeling it. All right. We got another amazing female comic who's coming to the stage. Give it up for Roxanne McLeod.
One more time for our amazing male host, folks. Now I know what you guys are thinking. Okay, I know I'm dressed like Steve Irwin and he had a side hustle. Yeah, someone just said something similar earlier and it hurt my feelings, so I thought I'd talk about it. I was just in the UK not too long ago. Just in the UK. I got to experience their annual naked bike ride. Yeah, it was disgusting, actually. Yeah, no, right. Not because I'm a prude, okay? Because 80% of those bikes were city rentals. Sit here, let that sink in, okay? They bloody well did. Okay. Wearing short dresses has consequences. Not for me, just for any surface I sit on. I rent the city bikes, guys, that's where I'm going with that one. I rent the city bikes. You have to be careful cycling around London. You go too fast over those cobblestone grounds and start sounding like Ursula from Little Mermaid. Thank you, that one almost never really fully works, but I'm not dropping it. I just recently went for laser hair removal. Had laser hair removal. Has anyone ever here ever had a wax? Yeah, when you've been for a wax, you know the drill. You know, you go every month or so. They're all professionals. You take your underwear off. They get in the way otherwise. Okay, you know, we're all adults. So when I went for laser hair removal, I went for a Brazilian and legs. And so I was, I got there and I felt like a good little customer. I know the drill. I get there, get undressed, assume the position. Do you know what this esthetician said to me? Oh, you're not shy, are you? Well, I am now. How did you think that was going to make me feel? It gets worse because after my Brazilian, she started working her way down my legs and she stopped and said, can you put your underwear back on so it's not staring at me? This isn't, I'm not even writing here, this is just what happened. Okay? It really hurt my feelings, so I was actually very angry. I wasn't angry at first, I went home and then the more I thought about it, I was angry. You know, how dare they make me feel that way? And I got a Groupon deal, so I have so many more sessions with this woman. I gotta go back. I decided when I go back though, I'm just gonna do my underarms and still take my underwear off in protest. Who feels uncomfortable now, huh? Oh, probably still me. When I went there for laser hair removal, and you were just mentioning Botox before, the lady there told me that I needed Botox, and as much as I have nothing against it, I think it's pretty outrageous to tell a stranger who you've already hurt their feelings that they need Botox. I think it's an issue in society that we think that that's a normal thing to say. Like, I probably do want it, but you can't be the one to tell me, okay? Like, I have to make that decision. Ageism is a big issue in our society, in our culture. I'm guilty of it, I'm ageist. I actually found out the other day when I had to hide my disappointment when the puppy I was about to pet was just a small, old dog. Gross. No, I actually don't find small dogs gross, but I try to commit to the bit. Lift with your legs. Lift with your legs. I'm always told I need to lift with my legs. Am I not picking things up properly? Is that why I keep getting told this? I don't really get, it's always like, yes, I don't get, clearly you need core strength, right? If I lift with my legs, I'll just be in the downward dog position. I can't see how it's ever gonna work. I always thought that it was like a metaphor, like, eat with your eyes. I assume that one is just a metaphor, right? Because I'm sorry, if you're eating with your eyes, you are not getting a second day. Okay, thank you. I will work on that one. I love cooking. I'm a big cook, I guess. I like cooking. Thank you. I like cooking, but I never follow a recipe. I'm always just kind of making it up. And as much as that's fun, when you really like what you've made, it's hard to replicate it again. I found the trick. It's actually quite easy. Just look at your kitchen floor. I'll find most of the ingredients that I'll need. I thought I might try and make like a picture book, recipe book. I'll call it Tiles to Table. Okay. I've probably run out of time. I'm gonna try one more thing real quick. I'm really self-conscious about how bad I am with history. You hear this accent and people think I'm educated, I'm really not. And I'm usually the one in the room that knows the least, and it makes me very self-conscious. I just have a few big gaps, For my biggest gap, I think, in history is cavemen to men in suits. I don't really know what happened in between there. When was the first blazer invented? I mean, we all know they were reinvented by lesbians in the 80s, but when was the first one? And that's all I got for you guys. Thank you.
Keep it going for the very funny Roxanne. Roxanne gender checked me there. I picked it up, and I appreciate that, and all the other women in the room. See, I'm a pretty, self-confident guy. I don't get it right all the time, but if a woman tells me I'm an idiot, I assume she's right. Okay? Anyway, we have another comic coming to the stage, the Shelley!
don't think I'm a woman?
I can't win.
I know, man. They called me heartless in school. First, I gotta say, Ben, first of all, this is amazing. I haven't been here in like a long time, and like, why does your open mic have better production value than the book show? This is just incredible. Like, this is awesome. Save the best for you guys. I love it. Man, they called me heartless, when I was a kid in school, and so I grew up to be a heart surgeon. And now I have many. Yeah, I went to the doctor this morning for myself, like I have an appointment, and told them how I was feeling, whatever, and they said, yeah, sorry, there is no cure for that. It sounds kind of bad, right? But on the bright side, I was like, I have enough saved for early retirement. I was so excited. And then they told me tinnitus is not fatal. I still have to go to work. So it's just annoying. It's just annoying. At my doctor's office in the morning now, they have a mental health questionnaire you got to fill out before they'll see you. I guess even the doctors are now afraid of the crazies more than we are of them. And I want to fill out the survey honestly, right? But not so honestly that they lock me up. Like question number 1 was, do you feel like you disappoint your parents? I was like, I don't feel that. I know that. Question 2, how often do you feel like you disappoint your parents? I'm like, that's not fair. I talk to my mom every day this week. It's like, if I needed to pass this test, I would have hung up the phone every time. Like, not now, Mom, next week. You can disappoint next week. Question 3, how often do you feel hopeless? Do they not read the news? Now, I knew every day of the week was the wrong answer. But I also thought once a week was psychotic. Like, who's never sad, right? So I went with a happy medium, like, 2 to 3 times a week. Turns out that is still the wrong answer. And now I have a prescription to betterhelp.com. I didn't even know that's a real thing. I thought it was just something the podcasters like to say. Yeah. So the doctor asked me, so B, what are you doing to improve your mental health? And I said, besides bomb and open mics, like, no, I started, I thought I'd listen to podcasts, to microdose on friendship. I went to meditation class, but I had to stop because the friends I made there were just so thoughtless. I just don't understand. They're pathologizing completely normal behavior. Like they said, like, oh, B, if you have trouble paying attention to people, you might have ADHD. And I was like, excuse me? Have you considered people are just boring? Why are we assuming the problem is with me? Don't like that. What else? I wanted to do a little more for you guys. Yeah. I'm not going through this, but I know a lot of people can be, so I'm still going to talk about it. My friend said that her Christian friends told her, this is like a he said, but anyway, apparently the Christians told her that God hates divorce. I don't know if you've heard this. Apparently God hates divorce. And I said, well, you know who God doesn't hate? Widows. I think your solution's right there for your failed marriage. You're just not picking it up. The Christians have laid it out for you. We'll balance that with something my Jewish friends just did. This is a true story. I don't normally say true things on stage, but this one is true. Their cat turned 13 years old last week. And so they gave the cat a mitzvah, a cat mitzvah at this, I don't know. Look, you can do it's their religion, they can do what they want. But one thing that I feel as a Catholic, I am qualified to comment on this part of it, right? since the cat wasn't allowed into the, they rented out a nightclub, by the way. I should have started with that. They rented out a nightclub. It was open cash bar for the cat mitzvah. Gifts optional. And I was like, okay, so fine, whatever. But the cat's not allowed in the venue because it's a nightclub. And I don't know if you noticed, cats typically don't go to the nightclub. So instead of the cat, they made a mold of the cat in like plaster. So they have like this little like statue of the cat, and they're holding the cat statue up like this and dancing around it. And if anyone has read the Bible, that is the one thing God told them not to do. I don't know, man. I don't know. Thank you so much.
Keep it going, y'all. Be shouting. What's up? Palm mitzvah, you think? Was it palm mitzvah? Cat mitzvah? Palm mitzvah? Awesome. All right, we have, well, this guy's confused, but his name is Devin.
I'm confused. What about? Oh, thanks. I guess I know. I guess. Sure.
You
That was
were here earlier for the promotion.
Oh, I guess not. Yeah, I am confused now. Give it up for Sean. There you go. How you sexy motherfuckers doing tonight? I was like fucking, hold on. Yeah. Alright. Anybody dating right now? No. Alright, cool. Next joke. I'm not gonna do that one. So, I don't know. My friends come up to me, a lot of my friends that are guys, because I have friends that are girls, more so than guy friends actually, believe it or not. And they're saying, dude, I don't know why I'm not getting laid. I'm like, it's 100% your fault. Like, you are the problem. Like, you're the reason you're not getting any. And they're like, dude, what? Fuck you. No, it's not. And I'm like, dude, Stephen Hawking had an affair. I know that disability check probably had it, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, you got the disability check, it's already done. No, alright, it's working on it. Fuck you guys. Fucking crackers, I can't stand the fucking white crowd. It's the worst fucking... Serious, like, because I can't even do anything like fucking... Huh? No, you don't like us? Yeah, I don't know what the fuck. No, that's true. I don't know, man, because it's weird. Because, like, you perform comedy in front of black people and they actually want to laugh. White people are like, you gotta make me laugh. It's fucking, yeah, thank you, Mr. McZade, the only motherfucker with a sense of humor, I feel like, in here sometimes. I like the peach. I like performing here. Sometimes I get aggressive. Sometimes. See, I don't know. I test new stuff out here. I like it. Thanks, Ben. Appreciate you, Ben. Everybody say hi to Ben. Hi, Ben. Hi, Ben. Alright, cool. Oh, hi, Shannon. She's funnier than me. She'll come up after. Hi, Shannon. Say hi to Shannon.
Hello, Shannon.
There you go. You motherfuckers are gonna say hi to the man, but not the woman. You sexist fucks. Pieces of shit. Alright, let me test one more joke, and I actually just really want to go home. I've been up since 6 in the morning. Sorry. Alright. I think that life insurance is weird, because why do I need insurance when I'm dead? You're gonna insure that I die? I can already do that tomorrow. Like, I'm not gonna fucking... No, alright, fuck you guys. I'm done. Alright, Shane.
Okay, Devin! I think I threw Devin off when I said confused. It just rattled him. But I don't know, man. I think sometimes women can be sexist. Like, I dated a girl, and she only dated me because I was, like, smoothly shaven, right? Yeah. She was like, I love bald guys. And I was like, all right, cool. And it was a few days, and I let my hair grow out, and she was like, are you really busy? Like, I like the au natural look, but could you just like trim it into like a runway strip, or could you just wax it off? Yeah, this is what she told me. But I dumped her because she had a full bush. Anyway, we got a very funny comic coming to the stage. Put your hands together for Shannon Levine!
Keep it going for Sean. Can't believe he's talking about my full bush right before I walk. I look like I have a full bush. I don't. I find it uncomfortable. Guys, I went to Europe and I had a good time in Europe. I learned quite a few new things. I learned something interesting while I was in London. I learned, something completely different when you're asked to go to Pound Town. Okay, that's just a store. That's not the fun Pound Town. I went to Amsterdam. Yeah. A lot of you guys probably know, like, Amsterdam is known for, like, shrooms and weed and prostitution. And Anne Frank. Fun fact, Anne Frank, yeah. Now, a lot of people don't know this, but the Anne Frank house is the #1 attraction in Amsterdam. I find that to be a weird place people want to go on vacation, you know what I'm saying? There's a 6-month wait for tickets to the Anne Frank house. Like, it's the hardest place to get in, even though she was trying to get out. You know? It's weird. It's weird, and I guess it was a small place. I don't know if you guys know this. Anne Frank lived there with 8 people. Anne Frank and 8 people. They lived there. 8 people lived in the attic there. Which is interesting because if it was 9, the Germans would have found them quicker, you know. I was thinking though that it's kind of interesting. Like, her family was like the first to live in an efficiency, like so Florida of them. It was called the Annex, if you don't know that, which just sounds like a really fancy gated community in Boca Raton. Don't get weird about it, guys, don't. Because I tried to do Amsterdam all in one day. I tried to do it all in one day. I did shrooms, and then I went to the Anne Frank house, okay? Don't do that, okay? Don't, because you're going to end up, like, giggling. And you don't want to be the person giggling on the tour of the Anne Frank house. It's not right. I got so freaked out I was getting paranoid I started to hide in the floorboards. I was like, they're here! Craziest ghost tour I've ever been on here. And we're getting fucked up there. No, actually, one of the things I thought that was kind of weird is that the gift shop was bigger than the place that they were. What a way to capitalize on it, you know? What a way to capitalize on a young girl. There were all these people taking photos outside. I was like, what a weird place to take your Instagram photo. Like, what's the correct pose when you're outside of the Anne Frank house? Is it like a soft smile? Is it the, like, fresh out of jail, just got out, baby? Is it like you high-five someone and you're like, oh, that didn't feel right. No, I was thinking I did do like shrooms while I was in Amsterdam. I thought it was like the best thing you could do while you're in Amsterdam, like, or go to the tulip fields. Like, that was amazing on shrooms. But what I would say is you should not go to, you should not see. Some would say you should not see the Anne Frank house on shrooms, okay? That was 5 minutes on the Anne Frank house for you guys. 5 minutes on the phone. Thank you, guys. I went to France. I saw some really weird paintings with bestiality. Weird bestiality, yeah. It's from the very famous, you guys probably are familiar with the artist. It's Claude Monet. It's about bestiality. I smelled a weird smell on the couch the other day, and I'm crazy. If you couldn't tell already. I'm kind of crazy, and I trust my husband. He's a good guy. But I smelled this unfamiliar floral scent on my couch the other day. And if you're looking at me, you know I don't smell like flowers. Okay? I look like I smell like weed and patchouli. Okay? This is what I smell like. So I started sniffing out this smell. I'm like, where the frick is this smell coming from? Like, I smell it on my throw blanket. I'm like, what bitch was on my throw blanket? I start to get angry. I'm like, I'm gonna confront him. Like, where was he when I was at the open mic? Like, what bitch was here? And then I realized that I just bought new shampoo. So I guess I'm the bitch that I'm after. I now smell like flowers. Some of you don't believe that I smell like flowers, so that's good. All right, guys, thanks so much. My name's Shannon. Give it up for your host.
Keep it going for Shannon Lee. Our next comic coming to the stage. This guy's been at it for a bit now here, getting his feet wet in this game. Give it up for Charles Matthews.
Man, what is going on? I'm really bummed out that June's coming to an end, but in honor of Pride Month, I got myself a man purse. And ladies, I see what all the fucking hype's about. Like, seriously, dude, I love this shit. This is the manliest and the gayest thing that I own. I currently have a Glock and a used tampon in here that I found outside. This shit's awesome. Actually, while I'm on the topic of AIDS, sorry, that was fucked up. I was thinking about my childhood, and you know, growing up, I used to always listen to salsa. And now that I think about it, in the lyrics, there was a song called El Gran Varón. It was essentially about this guy that was trans, and so his dad didn't love him, and you know, he ended up getting AIDS and dying. And then I'm thinking, like, bro, I was always dancing and listening to this shit when I was a little kid, and I'm like, now I know why I repressed all of my fucking energy inside. Like, my parents got divorced when I was in 4th grade, and I was just like, and my friend's like, Charlie, are you all right? I heard your parents got divorced. I'm like, yeah, it's cool. My mom was cheating with the pool guy. Yeah, my dad says we have to be out of the house by Saturday, but that's all right. We're living in the car now. Fucking salsa, bro. You guys need to listen to that shit when you're depressed. What the fuck is going on with Will Smith? I don't know if you guys are like familiar with this shit, but apparently like nobody in his family loves him because he's going through like a terrible midlife crisis right now. And nobody told him, like, dude, chill the fuck out. Like, I saw a video and he was in the UK freestyling in front of all these people, and like the lyrics was, he was like, red, robin, red, rum, red, rocket in my mouth, and I was like, all right, dude. I don't know about that one. Man, I really feel bad for people with disabilities. I was driving down the road the other day, and I just saw this car like fucking swerving, and I was like, oh shit. I was like, hey babe, like, let me get around these guys. I think they're drunk. So I get around, pull in front of them, and it's 2 people doing sign language, fucking arguing with each other. And the guy's like, next time I get pulled over for DUI, I'm just gonna be like, that's all right. I'm so happy that my siblings decided not to have kids until like AI became a thing. I have a little 3-year-old niece who's like I love her, but she's a complete cunt. And we were watching her this weekend, and you know, when she's in front of that TV, dude, it's like crack. Like, she loves Peppa the Pig, and she's just watched Ari. So I came up with a video for her using AI. Thank you very much. And I said, Ari, I got a video from Peppa. Come over here since you don't want to listen. Bro, it was grainy as fuck. It was like Iraq, 2008. Peppa's like, Ari, please listen to Uncle Charlie. I don't want to be murdered. Boom, they sliced her head off. I was like, damn, bitch, I think you didn't know you were watching reruns. Oh, my fucking niece. My brother owns a little farm out in Waxahachie. And they have, you know what, actually, I think this one's gonna make me a good parent when I have a kid. So they have chickens running around, and this little asshole will just walk up and like kick the fucking chickens, and like nobody says anything to her. So last time I was there, you know, she walks up, kicks one of the chickens. I made sure nobody was looking, I kicked the fuck out of her, and she's just like, I'm like, yeah, that's not so fucking nice, is it? So I think that's the last time she's gonna kick them, or at least around me. Give it up for anybody that has IBS. Anybody? IBS? That shit yourself? Dude, I hate that shit, man. I'm always like 2 seconds away from crapping myself. And I was at a housewarming this weekend, and they had like empanadas and all this food, and I was like, fuck, like, it looks good, but I'm like, I am not comfortable enough with these people to take a shit in this one-bedroom apartment with 20 people outside the door. So yeah, no empanadas for me. On this last one, I don't know if you guys heard, but Facebook and Google recently had like a data breach where they lost everybody's password. And I'll be honest with you, like I'm not even worried about them seeing my homemade sex tapes. I think they look pretty good. I'm more worried about like people judging me like, damn bro, look at all that fucking laundry piled up in the back. Like the stack of plates on the fucking nightstand. It's yeah, I don't know, I should probably clean the room. Thank you so much. I'm Charles Matthews. Give it up for your late Charles.
Keep it going for Charles Matthews. All right, we got a very special man coming to the stage. Keep it going for the very funny Harvey Rabbit.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Harvey Rabbit. The Psycho Bunny. I met my first wife. We were both patients in the same mental hospital. You could say from the very beginning that we were in a committed relationship. She had just come from El Paso, Texas, where she was being treated for a borderline personality. I had come from the Antarctica, where I spent a lot of time in research after being up in the Arctic Circle, and they were very suspicious that I might be bipolar. How could you not love a woman who gives you, for your 30th birthday, a baby raccoon as a pet? Wonderful guy. Better than a puppy. Except he'd spend all day curled up in a ball, sucking on his penis. Now, I took him to the vet and I said, Doc, my raccoon, he spends all day curled up in a ball, sucking on his dick. Why does he do that? Well, the vet turned over and said, well, because he can. I live in an old age community. It's a multi-use, land-use community called Journey to End. You might have passed it on Jog Road. The only one of its kind in the United States. Because when you buy a house, you don't just get a house, but it comes with a beautiful black lacquer coffee, which serves as a coffee table while you're above ground. And whenever your friends come and see this unbelievable conversation speech, it'll leave them gobsmacked. Behind each house is a very ample, spacious burial plot for the whole family. So if you're tired of hearing, "Oy, Morty, I'm tired of this every 7 years this machine has got to pull me from my mahjong game and move," well, come to Journey's End. It's the last time ever. In Viagra news, Pfizer announced that the new spokesman for the dick pill is going to be Bill Belichick. Let's hear it for the Bill story. Yeah! I have friends in Hollywood, and they sent me a preview of a commercial they're going to be running with the Stones playing "Start Me Up" in the background, slowly getting louder. Bill has this faraway look in his eyes, and the expression of a man who hasn't taken a good shit in about 3 days. With his honey Jordan turning to him and cooing, "I really don't know much about football. All I know is that when my Bill gets my back feeling motion, he shows me what that tush push is all about."
Wanna be like Bill? It's never too late with Viagra.
Anyone here have a toddler? Maybe any grandparents here with toddlers? Yeah, okay, so you know what it's like. If you have a 2 or 3-year-old, do not Do not take them to Disney World. It's a waste of your money, way overpriced, and they won't get it. That's a really low. Take them instead to Peppa Pig World in Legoland. It's amazing. It's built just for toddlers. They have all kinds of amusements and all kinds of rides. I took my granddaughter Sophie there last week, and she loved it. Except she kept on bugging me to go on the ride with her. Grandpa, please go on the ride with me. Well, a little backstory. 30 years ago, I went on my last ride with my daughter Sarah. I went on this medieval torture device. I think it's called the Jolly Roger. Swinging back and forth. Well, my back was not the same for over a year. I had to go for a lot of therapy. I swore off. I'm done with the ride. But she's bleeding. Grandpa, please go on the Peppa Pig roller coaster. They have a roller coaster. It's for 2 and 3 year olds. It's, I don't know, 4 feet, 5 feet above the ground. It goes about 3 miles an hour. 2 and 3 year olds, they'll laugh their heads off. So I go on the roller coaster. Big mistake. I get off the coaster. This is in hell. I'm gonna march. My face is turning green. My daughter Sarah comes over and says, Dad, we gotta take to the hospital. No, I'm not going to go into the hospital and have some smart-ass 30-year-old doctor look at me and say, well, what's the trouble, sir? How did it happen? And explain to him that I got sick on the Peppa Pig roller coaster. No, not going there. I don't know how, but Richard Gere shoved that gerbil up his ass and it got stuck. How he got it together to go to a doctor to be seen. Now, if I shoved a gerbil up my ass and it got stuck, not that I'd ever do that kind of thing, but if I ever did, there's no way in hell I'm going to be seen by a doctor. I'm going to do what I do every year when I prep for my colonoscopy. I'm going to take my 2 Lucalax, I'm going to drink my half-gallon of Miralax, and 2 hours later, I'm going to bend over and fire in the hole! Kick him out of the door! They say that pigs can't fly, but you bet your ass that gerbil will. Are you laughing?
Keep it going behind you, Rabbit! Harvey's working on his material. He's working hard in here. You guys feeling good? Go! Yeah, I mean, we got this guy. I've made a little dent in that popcorn over there. You're good. Okay. Give me a round of applause for our next comedian, Jared Stone!
Something incredible happened to me earlier this month. My dad, who has always been ultra-conservative, sat me down and told me that he always knew that I was secretly living my life as a gay man. And he said that when he was, that he did some soul searching, and when I was ready, he was ready to accept me as his gay son, which floored me because he's been ultra-conservative my whole life, and I'm not a gay man. But, you know, he was saying he was proud of me and everything, and so I just went with it, I guess. But do you know how confusing it is as a straight man sucking another guy's dick and telling yourself, I'm doing this for my father's approval? Yeah. I think everything should be more inclusive. I heard they're bringing it out. They have now a blind Barbie to be more inclusive. And I think it's really strange, because isn't like a Barbie just whatever the kid pretends it to be? So does this Barbie like come with directions or something? Where it's like, if you play with this, do not let it in the dream car for the love of God. They also have a Down syndrome Barbie, and I shudder to think about the directions for that. My ex and I, we would go to a couples counseling. And the couples counselor would give us tips on how to communicate. He said our problem was communication, and we had to use more I statements when we argued. And my girlfriend was very good at this. She would say things like, when you don't take out the garbage, I feel unheard. But these never worked for me, because I would just be like, you know, I feel like you're being a major cunt right now. Didn't work. Now I go to the therapist alone. My therapist said, I was sitting with him and he said, do you ever think that the reason that you can't keep a relationship is because you were coddled as a child and now you just live life as a perpetual boy instead of an adult? And I was like, what, are you just fucking roasting me here? I think you make me feel better, not just make fun of me. When my mom picks me up, she's going to talk to you about this. My girlfriend, she was cheating on me the whole time. I didn't know it. But now looking back, there are a lot of signs that I missed that people have when they cheat that you can see. Like, for instance, she would be very secretive with her phone. And I'd be like, okay, that's weird. Or another time she would accuse me of cheating, and I'd be like, okay, that's odd. And then one time I walked in on her fucking my landlord, and I was like, okay, something's amiss. We really have to talk about the rent, because if this is going on, I really shouldn't be paying what I'm paying. I now try and date on Hinge, which is difficult for me, because Hinge lets you choose who you want to fuck. And then it presents you with the people who want to fuck you back. And the difference is just staggering. It's awful. When you see the people who want to fuck you back. Like, there are a bunch of girls with one tiny arm or an eye patch. It's like I'm fucking the cast of Pirates of the Caribbean. So maybe if I'm a better guy, then things might come to me. So I have this neighbor who's always lonely, and so I was having a party at my house, and I invited him, to see really what it was like. And what a fucking mistake. There's a reason why he's a lonely neighbor. It's because he's fucking weird. It's not like Home Alone where he turns out to be actually interesting. He just drops a bunch of drinks and then shits on the floor. Yeah. I think I know why I'm anxious. It's because when I was in high school, my mom was driving me to a party and we got lost. And she goes, "You don't think they're just fucking with you, do you?" Do you know what it's like having your mom think that the entire school got together and played this giant trick on you? It really makes you feel like a loser. Like when your own mom is thinking that they do that to you. My doctor said that he thinks that I have a sex addiction, and that was really difficult to hear. Because it's really hard to be addicted to something that nobody will give you. I feel like I'm one of those babies who's born addicted to crack, I really want it, but there's no fucking dealers. Okay, that's it. Thanks.
Keep it going for Jared Stein. This guy walked in, this next comic, he walked up the driveway there, and I was like, man, this guy looks like he de-aged about 10 years, but he looks goddamn fine tonight. Get your hands together for John Applebaum! All
right, John, everybody. Let's give it a go. Man, looking outside, I thought the rain would kind of force everybody inside. They're like, nothing. They're like, in the crowd, we're going to stay out there, we're going to have a good time. Man, it feels like we're at the beginning movie of The Mask. If I put on one of these paintings, shit's gonna go down. Yes. Yeah, it does feel like that. Alright, well, it's June 30th. I had a goal this month in June to read 30 books in 30 days, and I actually surpassed that goal. Thank you. They were children's books. Yes. I do have a child. She's awesome. She's absolutely amazing. And I feel like since I have a daughter, I really one day want to have a son. Just so someone can beat my daughter. I'm not allowed to. It's 2025. When I was a kid, if I did something wrong, I would get hit. Now it's 2025, and if my daughter does something wrong, she gets a reward. Isn't that how it goes with kids these days? Yes. Alright, that was fun. My daughter also lost her third tooth in 3 weeks. Round of applause for losing teeth. Yes. And do you know what? In a sweet moment, she looked at me and she's like, "Dad, what do you think?" I go, "I think you look homeless." How'd you lose 3 teeth in 3 weeks? It's probably meth. It's boring. Isn't it funny when you meet an adult without a tooth? Isn't that hilarious? You always hope it's a cool story, they played hockey and got knocked out. It's always a very terrible story, too many sweet teas. And you're like, that can't be it. They're like, alright, twisted teas. They're like, we're getting closer. Alright, I blacked out on twisted teas and got beat up by a guy that looks like Mr. T. It's probably a better story of how an adult lost his tooth, right? Yes, alright, that was fun. Everyone outside, you're going to regret not hearing these jokes. Every single one of you.
Oh my god, it's so much fun in here.
Oh, we're going to have fun. Maybe I'll egg you guys on to give me a standing ovation at the end of this. Dude, I do like mess with like, I feel bad. Like when I date, I do manipulate like girls once in a while. Like when they're texting, I always feel this is something that guys do. Like when you're first starting a relationship and a girl doesn't respond to one of your text messages within 24 hours, I feel every guy in here has the same response, saying if you don't respond, I'm gonna kill myself. No? It'd be like, oh, if you guys not giving a standing ovation at the end of the set, I might be done for. Yes.
You'll get it.
You'll get it. Yeah. Man, I do feel young. A lot of you guys have seen me with like a beard before. I was like shaving my face. I didn't mean to, but like as soon as I shaved the beard off, I felt like I was in The Fugitive. Right? I was running away from something. Oh my god. What else? Oh! A little bit of news for myself. Not trying to brag, but soon in August, I'm going to be opening for Chris Kattan.
All right.
You guys remember him? Yeah, we remember him from Saturday Night Live. Night at the Roxbury. Mango. Oh yeah, that was his character. Yeah, on SNL.
You better study up. You're opening.
Well, I am trying to study for Chris Kattan because let's try to think of more things he was in. Maybe Corky Romano. I found one movie called Adam and Steve. You seen that one? He was on the cover, never watched the bio of it. And as I'm watching it, because he was in the beginning of the movie, then he wasn't in it for like the next hour, and it was I didn't realize it was a gay romance movie. I should have seen it coming, Adam and Steve, like Adam and Eve. Yeah, it's weird now, because I just watched The Notebook. I watched Bareback Mountain. And now I'm thinking, I'm like, if I was an actor, how much money would it take for me to kiss another man? Isn't that like the question you were asking like when you were a kid, like how much would it take? I don't know where this was going. This was just something I was trying out. I'm not gonna say this. I'm not gonna say this to Chris Kattan to like his face. But I do feel like this was going somewhere, and I do think it was funny. I watched like a gay romance for almost an hour. All right. Seems like a lot of us are in our 20s. I remember my 20s. I loved it. A pre-party in our 20s. 30s, not as much fun. No, you're all good. The joke's not that great anyway. Actually, if you give me a little baseline behind this joke. 20s and 30s. 30s, yes. 30s is like happy hour. That's right. You can't stay out all night. You gotta get home before it turns night when you're in your 30s. Yes, that felt good. There's like another part with 20s and 30s. It's probably not so great. I was gonna say like Cinderella, getting home, but I don't know. I'm a homemaker, not a homewrecker. My name's John Applebaum. Thank you guys so much.
Holy shit, that was the best set ever! I can't believe they missed it! Wow. Holy shit. Woo. Okay. I mean, we haven't made a dent in this list yet right now, people. Not even a dent. But you know what? This guy is dentless, so I'll bring him to the stage. Get your hands together for the very funny John Sorrell.
Thank you. Keep it going for me. Yeah, that was fun. That's a good time here. To answer John Applebaum's question, how much money would it take to do a gay scene with a man? $5,000. So, I am very cheap. I will do it right now. What else did I write down? I want to try this out because I'm working this out because whatever. I think we complain about the wrong things now in America. Like I complain about being in line at Starbucks for too long, you know? Like they got a new cinnamon flavor. I complain about paper straws. I'm like, well, I mean, I don't even know what straws are. And I'm complaining about them, you know what I mean? Alright, we'll keep this one. Life is good. What are straws? Now we're doing this, so it's weird. So, this is America. We're better than that. So, America's awesome. That's what I wrote down. And that guy right there is eating a giant bag of popcorn. That's how good things are in America right now. So, we'll keep it. Alright, let's talk about this. Now, I'm a ventriloquist. So this next part of the show is about my friend that I know. I'm just kidding. I was at a bar the other day and this guy said, He goes, this person I was sitting next to a bar, he goes, he said, you come here often? That's what he said to me. And I was like, you're a dude, man. Weird. I feel like if I did not like this artwork in here, I would be considered racist. You know what's weird now is buying stuff on Facebook Marketplace. You guys doing that stuff? That fucking ridiculous thing? You know? It's like, what is going on Facebook Marketplace? It's insane. And then I was like, one time I was going back and forth and I was like, are we flirting? Are you flirting with me on Facebook Marketplace? I think I'm just trying to get your end table here. You're like sending me emojis and shit? What is going on? Anybody out here still watching porn? We're watching porn still? Yeah, you're all going to hell. Yeah. It seems redundant, porn does. We all know the ending. It's all shame and guilt. Jesus is coming back. I stopped watching porn, man, because one time I was watching it and I was like, dude, I think I know that guy. And it was my cousin, Steve. He was doing a film called Fucking on the Farm. He was a gay guy. My cousin was. You know what's weird about the internet now is that you can watch TikTok and learn how to survive in your car. Have you seen these people? They're like, they got more followers than all of us combined, probably. We're fucking, you know, we're just out here. We're one step away from becoming a professional bowlers, but here we are. And they'll teach you how to take a shower in your car. I'm like, I don't need to have that information in my head. You know what I mean? That's useless information. We'll keep moving. These are all new. I feel like this is fun. I'm trying to figure this out, but I have a friend of mine that's a prepper. You know, like he's gathered a bunch of belongings in case the apocalypse comes, so he can survive on beanie weenies. I guess, I don't know. And but he's also a Christian. So I'm like, I feel like you should be, I think Jesus comes and takes you home. I don't think you should be prepping. I think you think you're getting left behind. I don't know, man. I don't want to have to survive. I can't survive. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, here's the thing. If deer meat's so good, why is it not at Publix? You know what I'm saying? Fucking shit sucks, that's why. Nobody's eating that shit. We're blending it with like fat, like it's awful. Yeah, you gotta wrap it in bacon. That's the only way it's any good. My girlfriend got mad at me and said I had a staring problem the other day. And I was like, my bad, they were yoga pants. I wrote that down. Alright, thanks, man. Y'all seen, anybody got kids in here? Oh, yeah. You know, I grew up on a phone book in my car. That was our car seat. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was the car seat, like a phone book or a stolen McDonald's booster seat. Now these kids might look like astronauts. Like the whole family will die, but the kid will survive. I got a 7-month-old and he sits on a phone booth now. I'm like, you ain't surviving, dude. We're all dying here. All right, I'm John. See you guys. Thanks so much.
Keep it going for Johnson Rail. Our next comic to the stage. This guy's been coming here for a few months now. Give it up for Austin Jeffy.
Hi, how are you guys? Last day of Pride Month. You guys have a good Pride Month? Pride Month. I had a good Pride Month. I had sex with a man. Pride Month. I do not recommend it.
All right.
Do not believe the hype. All right. I don't know, but I'm not doing well. I'm 30, and 30 is not old, but it's just old enough to realize that your dreams aren't gonna, happen. You know, like 30 years old, I'm just now coming to terms with the fact that I might not become a famous rapper. So that's been tough. I had no backup plan for that, for rapper. I wish I would have tried to be like a doctor or something, you know, doctor. But you know, doctor makes me nervous. You think there's a part of doctor school where they like prepare you for how many meters you have to touch? Because it seems like a big part of the job to me. They're always touching my wiener. Every time, even since I was a kid. You know, you're in middle school, you want to play sports, you got to pass a physical. You know, doctor comes in there, he's like, oh, I see here you want to play football. Well, I guess you better pop that wiener out when you touch it. See if you got a good football wiener. You don't want to fail that test. You don't want him to come back. You'll never play football with a wiener like this, kid. They'll eat you alive out there with a wiener like this. Trust me, I've seen it 1,000 times. I don't know, being a doctor would be good. You'd be able to help people, you know, I'm always trying to help people. I don't really know how to help people. The other day, I was at one of those rest stops, because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter why I was at the rest stop. Don't worry about it. But I saw they had this wall of missing children, So I'm reading the wall, just, you know, keep an eye out. And I see this one, it says, Tyler Harris went missing at 7 years old in 2013. So now I'm on the lookout for, you know, a 25-year-old man, like a big lollipop or a balloon, crying. I don't even, are you even really still missing at that point, 25? I feel like you're just like around 25. That or you're dead, but I try to be positive. Try to be positive, try to help. I try to, homeless people, that's another people I would like to help. Thank you, yeah. I don't know how to help them. I saw this one video of these people trying to help homeless people. These YouTubers, they go to one of those like shanty towns where all the homeless, the tent cities, and they pick up this old raggedy homeless guy, and then they give him a 5-star meal, and and they give him like a haircut and a shave, and he's handsome, and then they give him like a 3-piece suit, and then they give him $10,000 cash, and then they drop him back off at the homeless shanty town, and I'm just thinking like, wow, what a thoughtful way to murder a homeless man, I feel like that's not going to go over well with the other guys. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm trying to find God, find God. Figure that's important. I used to be Christian, I'm not anymore because the devil tricked me. But there's a lot of guilt with Christianity, even back from the beginning. Like there's original sin. Adam and Eve, they ate the apple, and all sin is now blamed on them, which doesn't really seem fair to me, because it's like the first sin is eating an apple, and then the second sin is murdering your brother with a rock. It just doesn't seem like that, Like you already feel bad about eating the apple, and then God's like, the guy just killed his brother with a rock. What the hell's, what'd you expect would happen? Now you gotta let the Jews kill my son. What the fuck? It's a big problem. Recently, what I've been finding solace in is Buddhism. That's my new thing, Buddhism. I like Buddhism. I like the idea, reincarnation and karma. The idea that if you're good in this life, you're rewarded in the next life. And if you're bad in this life, you're punished in the next life. But at least you always get another chance, That always resonated with me, because when I was growing up, my brother died very young. And I always thought it was so sad that he never got a chance to, live a full life. But now I feel much better knowing that he deserved everything that happened to him. What a monster he was. I have no idea. Thank you so much.
Keep it going for Austin Jeffy. Coming along there, Mr. Austin. Looking good, man. Looking good. Awesome. All right, our next comic to the stage. You guys know this dude. Jesse Cohen!
What a bunch bunch of assholes we must have been in our last lives to come back as open mic comics. Jesus Christ. Pride Month's almost over. What a relief. Jesus Christ. Go back to 11 months of shame. Lots of shame coming up in July, 4th of July. We're building a internment camp in the Everglades to house up to 5,000 ostensibly illegal immigrants on the way to be deported. They're actually building this in the Everglades at an old airport so they can just fly them out right there. And that seems horrific, but the next plan is to build homeless shelters at NASA, send the homeless to the moon. No, I'm just kidding, they'll never get there. They will explode on takeoff. Just put them on one of Elon's rockets. Boom, no more homeless people. Oh shit, yeah, we're all gonna die. Yeah, that's it. That's the Republican platform now. You guys know that. We're all gonna die. If you just complain, the Republicans are like, fuck you, we're all gonna die anyway. Which kind of explains why we're working ourselves into World War III in Israel there. Gosh. Problem in Israel, you know. Celebrate a lot of holidays in Israel, religious holidays like Hanukkah and Passover. Got a little ugly though. This year on Passover, they started making matzah shaped like Gaza. The idea is to just take bite after bite until there's nothing left. Yeah, every time I say that, it starts a riot somewhere. I gotta disclaim and say that's not actually true yet. I'm sure someone will hear that, think it's a great idea to do it. Jesus. Every time I see a plane fly by here, I just wonder if it's Air Force One or the Qatari airline that they gave Donald Trump and sitting over on our tarmac recently. And I just watch and I'm like, what if it falls out of the sky? Oh well. What can be said that hasn't been said already about Peppa Pig? Or Anne Frank? How much material has been done about Peppa Pig and or Anne Frank today? I wonder what Peppa Pig would have thought of Anne Frank. Oh no, the Nazis are coming! I wonder what Anne Frank would have thought of Peppa Pig. Get the fuck out of here with this fucking non-kosher shit. Fucking pork. I think Anne Frank would have survived the Holocaust if she hadn't hidden in a place called the Anne Frank House. Come on, girl, there's a fucking sign out front. It's written in many languages. But seriously, just a little thought experiment. Would you, if you had access to a reliable time machine, not like an unreliable one, like in science fiction movies that you accidentally go and fuck your mom, or end up in the 1800s where there's no fuel, or you go full on like J.J. Abrams and end up running around with dinosaurs. So I'm just talking about like a reliable time machine. Would you go back in time and kill baby Hitler? Would you? Would anybody? Nobody? You're all just like, I go back in time and kill my parents so I don't have to hear any more of this fucking open mic comedy. I think it'd be unfair to go back in time and kill baby Hitler. I think that the better proposition would be to go back and sexually abuse him. Rape baby Hitler for a few years, molest him, degrade him, objectify him, humiliate him publicly. Just bring that boy down a few notches. And that way, when this young man, he goes off to art school, he succeeds. Then the rest is not history. Thanks, I'm Jesse Dillon.
Yeah, life gives you lemons. You go to art school, you know what I'm saying? All right. Keep it going for Jesse Cullen. Our next comic to the stage. This guy does a bunch of work here in Palm Beach County and beyond. Very funny comic. Give it up for Warren Scott. Give it up for
sounds super racist. I don't know why. That's how every karate movie started in the 80s, I think. Right. The speech didn't sync up with the actor. That's awesome. This is cool. Thank you too for coming out to watch comedy. It's much appreciated. You're allowed to leave anytime you want. It's cool. You bought popcorn. You were here for the show. Like, that's awesome. Appreciate you very much. Oh man, this is cool. My girlfriend, she couldn't be here tonight. She had to watch Love Island. She wants me to get into it. It's on 6 nights a week. Their tagline is on every night but hump day. Haha. That's their thing. So she's not here. She's 22 years younger than I am, by the way. So I guess that's appropriate. He's like trying to figure out how old I am. Let's see, 22. I have to be at least 40 for this joke not to be illegal. I am. Thank you for those who can do math quickly in their head. No, I'm plenty of old. Those people do confuse her for my daughter sometimes, which can be awkward. We were at Victoria's Secret recently, and the saleswoman pulls her aside, and they're like, "Miss, I'm sure you want your dad in there while you're trying on bras." I looked this woman right in the eyes, and I'm like, "Stepdad," just smacked my girl right in the ass there. It's tough. She's a lot more progressive than I am. Like, she considers herself a young woman trapped in an older man's home. Thank you. Appreciate that. We had a cool dog. Our dog had to have surgery. He cut his leg open and had to bring him for surgery. It was really a little nerve-wracking. We were nervous. Had to put him under and everything. And the guy comes back and brings our dog Silas back and like, "All right, she's as good as new." And I'm like, "Well, when we brought her in, he had a penis, so." Our dog is constantly misgendered. It's apparently what happens there. I heard a commercial this morning. It's a PI commercial from Farrah and Farrah. I don't know if anyone's heard it. They said this family was in an accident and the car was crushed like a soda can, and there's nothing funny about that. And I sat there silently for a minute, trying to come up with a couple things that were funny about that. So I thought of a couple. And I was actually found out, I did some research, turns out it was a 5-car pileup. One more would have been a 6-pack.
All right.
Right, that's something funny about a soda can. What else is that? What kind of soda? Was it a Coke, a Sprite? Perhaps a Yoo-Hoo? Is that even a soda? I don't even know if a Yoo-Hoo counts as a soda anymore. You used to see it in the soda machine, you don't see it anymore. Okay, that's technically not funny. I'm good at that. I've worried these at the bar. I wonder if the family who was in the accident was offended. They referred to their car as smashed up like a soda can, as if he was just making fun of their little shitty Honda and its thin metal panels. Okay, just the 6-pack one so far. I'm gonna have to write more of these, but I feel like there's a joke there. There's a joke there, I just have to write it. And there's what image, because they're trying to get you to call, obviously, if you get an accident, call their law firm. Like, is he trying to like get you the image of like the frat boy like smashes a soda can in your head, and it's like, or is it more like your 5-year-old like, "Look, Daddy, how strong I am," and like crushes the soda can? Because if it's like the frat boy flattened image, you know, you don't need a law firm. You just need like a spatula and a mortician. is that bad? All right. Did I have anything actually funny? Let's see. What's that? I'm funny. Thank you, Carlos. The only thing I was thinking, John Sorrell, if you were here, he was a couple comics ago. He said everyone knows how a porn ends, and I'm thinking like every porn I've watched, I've never seen the end. My name's Warren Scott. Give it up for your host.
Or you could probably have been a WWF wrestler in the 90s. For sure, right? All right. Let's keep this thing rolling. Give it up for your next comic. We call him Dave.
Cheers. Yeah.
This wine's delicious.
It feels terrible. It's about that.
I'm wearing shoes. Now, how you guys doing? Yo! Is my zipper new? It's fine if it's not. Give it up for your host, Sean Lefloch. Give it up for Warren Scott, who just went on before me. Alright, drop that shit. Cumlets, or driplets, I'm sorry. I went viral on TikTok the other day, which is a very strange thing to say as a 32-year-old man. It's like you can't brag about that, you know. I'm really popular on that app they made for children. No, it's actually the 5th time I've gone viral on TikTok. The first time I went viral on TikTok is a very cringy video where I'm talking about my outfit. They got 250,000 views and 40,000 likes. And I got all these like thirst comments. They were like, "Oh man, you're so hot. Please marry me, please date me," all that shit. And that would be fine if it wasn't for the fact that it was COVID time and I was wearing a mask. I don't know if you've ever been complimented on your physical appearance while 90% of your face is being covered up. It doesn't feel good. Because you could have said nothing, actually. That would have been better. You know when you're the hottest you've ever been? When we can't see your face, actually. That's like the body's on 10, that face is on what the fuck, actually. That's how they posed that one to me. But I went viral recently about my job. I was talking about the fact that I might get fired, and I feel like I gotta come clean with you guys about my job. I know you see the suits. You hear me talk about how much money I make, and you think I have a good job. I'm in retail sales. Like, technically speaking, me and the dude at Foot Locker have the same job. Like, except instead of dressing up like a referee, I dress up like a bisexual bounty hunter, and I hope that white people give me their money. That's my whole spiel every single day. But I made a joke about how I was possibly going to get fired. And I stitched that joke with how I possibly wasn't going to get fired because one of my coworkers quit by text message and the other got hit by a car. And at the time of this set, that video has 50,000 views. Which, if I get fired over a TikTok, I am going to kill myself, just so you know. Like, that's my 13th reason I'm clocking out. That's the, like, how do you even explain that to regular people? But I like my job, it's great, like it pays well for what I do. I don't really do anything. Like if I did all the shit they asked me to, I'd be like, oh, this job sucks, but I never do that shit anyway, so like it pays really well. I just sit around, I'm on TikTok 90% of the day. But I'm so good at this job because I used to do sales. Are we done with the music part? I like that. Hey, it was helping me out. Okay, fine, fuck you, I used to do telemarketing. The thing about doing telemarketing is such a bad job, they never call it telemarketing. They'll come up with fake names for it. Because what the fuck is a performance specialist? That's not a job. That's not a thing. What do you mean? I'm a numeric identifier. A counter? You count things, bro. What the fuck? What do you mean? The first job I ever worked in telemarketing was a place called Advanced Communications Group. And the first day I was there, the guy was training me did cocaine on the desk. And I was like, this probably isn't the place for me. But I was 19 years old and I had to get really good at that job because I needed money. And our main account was for AT&T, the business sector in the Midwest. And my job was calling old people in the Midwest, and there's a special place in hell if in the year 2016, your job was calling old, small business owners in the Midwest convincing them they needed a landline. You're like, you gotta get this plan, Joyce. It's gonna be great. You don't understand. And I was good at it. Like if getting white people, old white people specifically, to spend money on shit they didn't need was a job, I did that job extremely well. It got to the point where I got pissed off when I encountered a smart one. She was like, my grandson says that landlines will be ineffectual in about 3 years. Your grandson sounds kind of gay, if you ask me, Joyce. I don't know. Sounds like some gay shit to me. Mind you, I'm 19 years old. I've been like freshly out of the closet. I probably fucked 3 dudes that week. That guy sounds gay as fuck, actually. Joyce, you need these landlines. As a matter of fact, iPhones for the whole team. Why not, But I said all I had to say is like, they call it a different job to convince you to want to do the job. When I started at my job, I asked what was the role, and they said performance specialist, and I was like, you motherfuckers, this is same shit. But unfortunately, I'm very good at it. I sell high-end furniture. work for a company called Redacted. I can't say I'm not fired yet, but like, so I work. But they want me to do what I used to do at my old jobs: call people on the phone and convince them to buy what we sell. I don't know if you've ever spent $2,000 on an office chair, but it's not something you can convince someone to do over the fucking phone. So I'm writing out my time, hoping I don't get fired. There's a good chance I might get fired. But if I do get fired, you guys are going to hear a lot about a company called Herman Miller. All right, you guys have been great. My name is Dave. Thank you very much for being around. Give it up for your host, Sean Lefloch, everybody.
Keep it going for Dave. Dave treating that wine like Gatorade right now. And I'm all for it. I'm all for that $8 joke. All right, our next comic to the stage. Get your head together for Carlos Taylor.
Guys, pay attention to the art. If you guys notice, this is the very famed African booty scratchers. They've been used for generations to scratch ass in Africa. Dane has owned many of these. Well, you know what, guys? Dane has said that I tell the same jokes for 6 years. Fuck you, Dane. You've been saying you're gonna kill yourself for 6 years. Still waiting on that punchline, faggot. Alright. Too bad he's not here for that. Someone tell him later. Oh, I recorded it. I'll send it to him. Anyway, I never met another Carlos that I liked. Anyone here met a Carlos they liked?
I got another Carlos.
I'm watching you, motherfuckers. Yeah, I never met a Carlos that I like. There's another Carlos at my job, and we call him the crazy Carlos, right? Because I can own up to. I am crazy, but I'm more like, you know, I lost my keys up my ass. Crazy, you know. He's like psychotic crazy. Let me tell you, we were having a meeting, employee meeting, and we were talking about an employee. We came out with a customer, and it turns out that he was a homosexual. I don't know why that came up, but it came up. And then the guy, Carlos, he raised his hand, and he goes, if he touches my face, I'm going to kill him. What the fuck? Really? He said that shit in a company meeting. Like, anywhere else, he would be fired. Anywhere else. But here I am, working with fucking psychos. Guys, yeah, I work on sprinklers. Because I'm trying to be Mexican. Yeah! No, I'm joking. They're getting reported right now. I'm Puerto Rican, guys. And I'm so Puerto Rican. I'm so Puerto Rican. I'm so Puerto Rican. How Puerto Rican are you? My last name should be Goya. That was not a good enough punchline.
You got that, right?
Don't worry, I have better ones, just not tonight. Yeah, as a Puerto Rican, I do believe in white privilege. I do believe in white privilege because when a white guy puts on boots and a large buckle and a sombrero, he's a cowboy, right? When I put all that shit on, I'm just a Mexican. They're ready to fucking deport me. So I cannot wear a cowboy outfit for Halloween. I mean, there's a joke there. Last time I tried to dress up like a cowboy, I almost got deported.
I liked it.
You like it. Crocodile Dundee over there loves it, so. Anyone else? So you guys are a couple, huh? Together? How long? Yeah. All right. No one's keeping track. Met tonight, right? Forever and ever. Amen. I am so jealous. No, I finally met someone, guys, huh? We'll give it up for meeting someone, huh? Someone that completes me. A total paradox. She says I'm a paradox because I drive fast, but I'm always late. You know, and I'm 5 foot, but I got a dick for an 8 foot man. All right, whatever. I am done. I don't have a dick for an 8 foot man. Have a good night. My name is Carlos. You guys can find me on Facebook, Instagrams. Thank you.
Speedy Gonzalez.
Speedy Gonzalez. There you go. That's me. I was done quicker. You know, I thought I was a quick. Never mind. Let me get off the stage.
You know what?
Have a good night, guys. Bye.
I mean, the energy in the room is electric right now for our next comic here. Get your hands together for Ryan Panucci.
Wonderful. Wonderful to be here at the Rehabilitation Center, doing comedy for each and every one of you. Give it up for the band, guys. Give it for the band. He's doing what he can with the budget cuts. Like, which instrument should I bring? I'll just bring all of them. Give it up for that guy. You did it. Idiots. Okay. I was walking the other day and I saw a guy, and I said, "Hey, what's up?" And he said, "Living the dream." And I said, "That is crazy because we are in a Walmart parking lot, and you are watching a seagull eat a cigarette. If you think this is cool, you should go inside Walmart. They also eat garbage." That's funnier than that. Anyways, that was my opening joke. This is the second one. I hate going to Coinstar. Right, that's the machine that turns the coins into cash. And it's embarrassing, you know, especially on first dates. She's always like, "I'm hungry." And I'm like, "Yeah, that's why we're here. Daddy's doing a little banking." Trying to diversify some of my accounts. Now hand me my piggy bank. These are real. This is not even my joke book, it's my diary. A friend of mine does meal prepping. And I noticed that she prepped for the whole week and she included peas in that. Peas. It's like, hey, when I get home from work on a Wednesday, I feel like being depressed. Tuesday, after a long, hard day of work, yeah, I'm gonna go home and eat America's least favorite vegetable. That's what I'm gonna do. Even homeless people are like, see what you're cooking next week. I don't know why you'd be giving any of that to a homeless person, but that's a new joke. It'll figure itself out. I see people driving electric scooters. That's embarrassing. You ever seen that? I've never wanted to go anywhere that bad. Sorry. Hey Ryan, you want to go to the beach? Yeah, when are you going? Tomorrow morning. Okay, I'll leave right now. Hey, if you see any outlets on the beach, let me know. I can only stay for 5 minutes. I gotta get back to work on Monday. That's a fucking applause break if I ever heard one right there.
That was a funny joke!
Thank you, my brother. I thought so too. My God, he's a plant. Dad, can I have a ride home? You don't drive a scooter, do you? You don't drive a Jeep? Do you drive a Jeep?
Wait till I get up, you'll find out.
I hate everything about this. I thought it was going well right till then. Thank you. All right. Someone follow me to the parking lot. How do you land this thing? Let's do this one. My girlfriend sleeps with tape over her mouth so that she can breathe through her nose the entire night. And she says that this is how she gets like really good, healthy rest. At least that's what I told to the police. All right, thank you guys. Shut up.
Ryan Panucci always delivers, always delivers. All right, we got another very funny comic coming to the stage. Give it up for Peggy Udner.
Hello, everybody. You guys, it's June 30th. It's still technically Pride Month. I fuck with the gays. Honestly, I fuck with the gays so hard. I went to World Pride in Washington, D.C. at the beginning of this month. Yeah, I went there to see RuPaul DJ. I was thinking about what do I identify as? I don't think I identify as a gay man, okay, although I was there to see RuPaul. But I think I'm the Q. It's like LGBTQIA+, okay? And I think I'm the Q because Q's questioning. Who among us has not questioned, you know? I see straight dudes talking to their friends, you know? They're like, that's my bro, but I'll kiss him on the mouth. You're questioning. That's my bro, but I'll jerk him off. It might be cute. You know? It's like, who's not thinking about wanting to suck on big titties when they see them? You know? It's like, it's ingrained in me. I was a baby once, you know? And I wonder about the plus. Because what are they getting with this plus subscription? No ads for $39.99 a month. And you get a free Equinox membership. You know, they're always fucking at Equinox. I know a lot about gay culture and stuff, though. I have a gay brother. I know, who doesn't? But I frequently go to gay events, and I have some advice for straight people. I'm gonna let you know, if you're not cool with drugs, stay home. Because everyone's doing shit. I asked this dude if he wanted to hit my weed pen. He said, no, I'm sober. Later on in the night, my brother was railing lines of K. He's like, you want a line of K? He's like, yeah, sure. Yeah. Like, I don't think sobriety works like that. I don't think that counts. Even though ketamine is an experience. So I've heard. No, my ex-boyfriend was trafficking ketamine. You know, it's tough. It's like, what do my ex-boyfriend, Seabiscuit, and my brother all have in common? Ketamine addiction. I also think, like, I go to gay clubs. Like, that's what me and my brother do when we hang out. We go to the gay club. And it's a lot of fun, but I want to advise straight people, you should ask where the bathroom is. Don't want to open a door, see something you can't unsee. I was 14, I found out my brother's a top. It's like, is it homophobic that I was relieved, kind of? You know, like, is that fucked up? I don't know. It's like, I'm glad he's the one giving it, you know? The thing that I don't fuck with, though, is the double standards. Like, having a gay brother, like, when I was 19, my mom's like, so are you gonna have kids? I'm like, my brother is much, much older than me, and actually has a great fantasy life for a child. He lives in New York City, little kid, growing up rich in a high-rise. Why don't you want my brother to have a kid? That's homophobic. I'm 19, I have a coke addiction. The fuck? I got $500 in my drawer just in case I need an abortion. You know what I mean? I always got that on deck. Like, this is not a good life for a child. It's fucked up. My brother did ketamine on Christmas Day, but I'm the addict. When I get a slight cocaine addiction in college. Like, I think if you need to do a line on Jesus' birth, I think maybe you're the addict. I don't know. If you need K to be in the room with your mom and your sister, it's a tough crowd. It's a tough crowd. I don't know, I've never tried K. I guess maybe I'll try it sometime because everyone that I know is obsessed with it, you know, and then I'll just go back to rehab, okay? And it's fine, I've been there already, so I know what I'm doing. I could get a really nice boyfriend out of it. I'll go there right now, thanks, bye.
Keep it going for Peggy Hunter. All right, our next comic to the stage. She is new here to the beach, so give me a rousing applause. You got it. You ready, Lily? Rousing applause for Lily Arcangelo.
I haven't done stand-up since before the pandemic, but I do like to see that open mics have not changed one bit. All the cool kids outside. Always. And so I grew up down here. I recently moved back, but I was in New York for a while. I moved there to go to college, went to a women's college, went there with every intent on being a women's studies major, but a couple of weeks, into my freshman year, I realized I don't want to write papers about women. I just want to have sex with them. So, that's a good thing to figure out. Made the next 2 years a lot more fun. I moved down here basically because of a breakup. I will say other things, but mainly a breakup. Just in case anyone needs some tips, when you date a Romanian Uber driver with multiple neck tattoos, it's a good idea to maybe check to see how many of those tattoos are the names of her ex-girlfriends. Because if it's more than 3, maybe don't sign a lease and get a cat. I did get the cat in the breakup. She now hates lesbians, so she's actually thriving in Florida. Really is loving this don't say gay state of Florida. Just really likes the politics down here. She is a monster. Just a monster. Let's see. So yeah, I haven't dated anyone since the big breakup. It just seems like so hard dating. I don't want to do it. It's a lot of work. And the only way I know how to date is like I go out, I get drunk, and then I wake up in a relationship for the next 4 years. So after like 3 of those, suddenly you're mildly alcoholic in your 30s and living with your parents and your homophobic cat. So doesn't really work out for me. Being here is strange. Being home, I guess, is strange. You see all the stuff you grew up with. I often drive past the church that I grew up going to. We were Catholic, but I never really got into religion. I can't really get into organized religion, I think the only way I could get into organized religion would be like if I was the one who organized it. I wouldn't call myself like a god or anything crazy. Because obviously my god is a genderless blue fairy named Steve. Steve's a lot like Jesus Christ, carpenter, Tiva, died for our sins. But unlike Jesus, Steve is still real pissed about the whole thing. You guys are not worth the sacrifice. So, yeah, my church would just be, not a lot. You don't have to do too much. Just come, see me talk for about an hour and a half each week. And at the end, everyone can go around and tell me how pretty they think I am. So that's my church. It's mainly a cult. Women can be cult leaders now. So feminism. Let's see, what else do I have? So I recently did the 23andMe thing and went to Ancestry.com, blah blah blah, checked everything out. My dad's side, not surprising, Italian. Okay. My mom's side, I was really very surprised to learn just how German we are. There are an alarming number of Adolfs in the family.